Welcome back to the Pratte Pack Gym. You know, this remote control can really work wonders, ladies and gentlemen. It truly can, especially if you're a fan of Showtime as I am. And you know what little time I get to actually park it, I really enjoy that brand, and they do some great original series. Ray Donovan has just come back, and let me just say this. I can tell you what's going on, but you should, if you have Showtime, and if you don't subscribe, click on demand and check out the first couple of episodes. John Voight, Liev Schreiber, the entire cast, it is just getting better like a fine wine. And this year, the first two episodes, amazing, that have had me scratching my head thinking, these writers, they're incredible. How do they just reload like this every year? But it's got a really interesting twist. Some sadness for sure, but it really just does make you think long after you click the off button. Also, the Gallaghers are back. Bill Macy and company in November. Shameless will be back. And something that is going to be happening on August 25th, Can I Be Me? Whitney Houston, a documentary talking about her incredible career. And I've told this story many times, even to my radio audience and television audiences throughout the years. I was at the then Civic Arena watching Teddy Pendergrass, who I was a huge fan of. He, of course, from Philadelphia, and he has since passed away, former lead singer with Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes. But there was a performer that he had released a record with, and she was also on the same concert stage that night. And it was a rare night in which the stars were out, and they opened the arena roof, and you could see the beautiful skyline and, of course, the stars and moon above. And when she hit the stage, it was like, oh my, this is what you call the real deal. That person turned out to be Whitney Houston, and I had just a love for her for many, many years after that. And whatever she did, I was always plugged in. And I think, and just incredible talent in more ways than one. And you know, she acted, and I think she definitely could have had a brighter future there. But things started to spiral out of control, and I really took her death. It hurt. I mean, it really did. And I often wondered, how could somebody with so much just die so young? And I think this documentary is going to explain a lot about her broken heart. So I hope you get a chance to check it out. And if you are not a Whitney Houston fan, you will be after this. But I mean, let's face it, just about everybody that loves music from the heart and soul, you gotta love Whitney Houston. And you know, her mother, Cece, very significant in the history of another great performer who we are celebrating tomorrow, the 40th anniversary of his death. She was a backup singer with Elvis Presley, an amazing part, the Sweet Inspirations. That great sound that Elvis captured that I believe really was the reason why he became such a dominant player on the concert stage, because of those amazing women. Now, what about today? Other than some Turner iced tea, that great Pittsburgh dairy, love what they do. And man, I gotta tell you, it is going to be a spectacular day weather-wise. And summer's still here, and there's nothing like putting something on the grill, sitting back and enjoying some refreshing Turner's iced tea. They even have that black and gold tea out just in time for the season, all right, as in the football season. But also, Brewster's Real Ice Cream, a scoop above the rest. Coming up later today, Ted Coppola is going to be there, ladies and gentlemen, playing music in Hopewell. And I got to tell you, Brenda Leone, manager, the brains of the outfit, her husband Mario Leone and Norm Ely, that triple threat, they do a great job there on Broadhead Road. Of course, 2291, Waffle Cone Sundays and Splits, playing some great music, 6 until 10, I believe. So get out there and say hi to Teddy. If I wasn't heading to Ohio, it's a groove thing, I would be out there with Teddy, but he will be out there. And of course, late night every weekends and karaoke Sunday at the Monaca SOI. They do fundraisers, they do catering, all sorts of great stuff. Brewster's, I've been a part of them directly and indirectly for a long time, folks, going back to the early 90s, Bruce Reed and, of course, company. Just keep doing what you do, one scoop at a time. Now, this just trending because Kim Jong-un had disappeared for a while, and people were starting to think, uh-oh, here we go. They're going to launch a missile at Guam, the Anderson Air Base, of course, U.S. citizens, military personnel there. Well, he came out today and, well, according to the Washington Post, this is what he had to say. This has just been trending in the last couple of hours. Quote, Kim Jong-un, Going to watch a little more of the foolish and stupid Yankee conduct. That's what he had to say. But, you know, you really got to look at this with mixed emotions, because also they reported he was inspecting the missile unit tasked with preparing to strike Guam. Photos released by a state media showed a large satellite picture image of Anderson Air Base. So we've heard this kind of rhetoric with him before. But coming up tonight, part one of our 2 videos at Legacy Studios with Jimmy Joe Savage, we're going to be joined by Dave Pasquale, who is our man about manufacturing, but also about this part of the world, because he has had many dealings with the great country of Japan, who I've said many times they are so significant to us. And their Prime Minister Shinzo Abe has just been a great friend, and they are such a part of us moving forward as far as our economy is concerned. And some of the things that you'll be amazed to find out about trade when it comes to North Korea and China. So a lot of stuff to discuss, but also why this truly is a threat. And Kim Jong-un, what do you do with him moving forward? And we're going to be talking about these tests and how they could get better, and why every single missile that has been launched at the Japan coast. Okay, and you know, Shinzo Abe, a part of the peaceful nation, has said that they would actually defend Guam because of their relationship with the United States. Shinzo Abe has worked to keep the price of the yen down to foster more related growth. So we're going to talk about that coming up tonight. Also, we're going to be talking tonight about your Pittsburgh Steelers with Chuck Greenwood of the Morning Journal. We're going to kind of do the pros and cons of that first preseason game. One of the big pros, he is a pro now, TJ Watt, playing like one. This guy got 63 snaps in that preseason game against the Giants. Had an incredible evening, so much so the big story trending today, Ed Bouchette and others, that great writer, of course, Pittsburgh Post-Gazette, Steeler Insider for CBS Radio 93.7 The Fan. They're going to start TJ Watt at right outside linebacker. James Harrison has been in the league going into his 14th season. Definitely when he retires is going to be, I believe, a sure bet to be in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. So what does it all mean? We'll talk to Chuck Greenwood about that coming up tonight at Jimmy Joe Savage's Legacy Studios. Anthony Scaramucci, the former White House communications director, was on with Stephen Colbert last night on The Late Show. And some other stories making news. Child soldiers. This is from Google Newsstand. I saw this earlier. That the country's main youth organization said if need be, they would defend by taking arms their country, North Korea. Also, the president retweeting a lot of stories today. People are wondering why, and also why he's never tweeted anything negative about white supremacists. So the president in the news again. Talked a lot about this last night with Dr. Terry Madonna. Really interesting stuff. Always love following him on Twitter. And today he tweeted that on this day in 1969, Woodstock began and ran through August the 18th. Now they've tried it, you know, since then, 79, 89, 94, 99, and 09, but it was never like the original. 400,000 fans showed up at a dairy farm in New York. Rock music, folk music, blues music. Rolling Stone said one of the top 50 things that changed rock history. Joni Mitchell's song Woodstock became a major hit for Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young. Governor Nelson Rockefeller talked to the guy who was behind this, John Roberts, and said, look, I'm going to send in 10,000 New York National Guard. And the man, John Roberts, talked Governor Nelson Rockefeller out of it. People like Richie Havens, Ravi Shankar, Arlo Guthrie, Joan Baez, and Jimi Hendrix, performance of the national anthem to close it out. Pretty impressive stuff. And it happened on this date in 1969 and ran through August the 18th. Now, the Pirates, the big story in sports, it is the Buccos tonight. Crucial series at Milwaukee at Miller Park. 7:40 airtime, 93.7 The Fan. Do not miss it. And it'll be Ivan Nova on the hill. Pirates right now 58-60, 4.5 out behind the division-leading Chicago Cubs. A lot of divisional games coming up. So, hey, get out the Jolly Roger and let's go Bucks. Very important baseball over the next couple of weeks. Ladies and gentlemen, I will talk to you later tonight from Jimmy Joe Savage's Legacy Studios in East Liverpool, Ohio. Until then, tip of the hat from your Pratte Pack.